Listen up. If you're lucky enough to fall in love with someone, try not to ruin it by Googling them. Okay.
The Contradiction with Lethea McCann and Byron McDonald.
Just to make sure you don't forget what we look like.
And we are live. Welcome to The Contradiction with myself, Byron McDonald, and Lethea McCann. As I say each week, Facebook is a private-owned interface. So if you do get logged off, please just hop back onto the page and you'll find a new link there. And we are multi-streaming on YouTube. So just go on and subscribe.
That's right. And as I say each week, The Contradiction is about bringing different viewpoints together and allowing you, the viewer, the opportunity to comment and engage and share your viewpoint on the topic. So each week we get new guest hosts with a new topic to discuss and contradict each other's viewpoints. So our guest host for this week's show is a father and son duo, Dave and Danny Guselli. Dave is a legend in the radio and broadcasting industry and has presented for various radio stations within South Africa since 1981, which was when he first came to the country. He recently became part of the East Coast Radio team, which is the biggest station in KZN, where he has previously also worked for 22 happy years.
That's long, eh?
Exactly. Dave has also acted as MC for many huge events all over South Africa and works hand in hand with his son Danny for their events company called The Main Event. Danny, following into his father's footsteps, is a multi-radio award-nominated presenter also for the East Coast radio station, and he has presented also for Trace Sports as a TV presenter, as well as he featured on the Expresso show, and he's also a former soccer player, professional soccer player, and became a choreographer and professional dancer. So he is certainly a multi-talented artist who also has been performing in many theatre productions within South Africa. So without any further ado, let us go ahead and bring on the father and son duo.
I wanted to say that's a mouthful. Before I bring them on anyway, this is so close to my heart because Dave also founded a part of a station called Magic 88 on this side, where he started at the beginning 6 years ago with the station, taking the journey to Cape Town from Umhlanga, from KZN, and just starting
he's been
on this
all over South Africa.
I mean, Danny couldn't be led by a different man. I mean, I wish I was led that way or so, but Danny is really multi-talented. I mean, personally meeting him also, and how he comes across also, just natural, just humans, man. And that's why I can't wait to bring them onto the show, but I've been delaying it. So let me welcome them both onto the show. Hey, Dave and Danny, how are you guys doing?
Hey, how's it, guys?
It's really good to see you. And when I watched my son dance, I really believe that he was adopted because he just didn't get it from me or his mother. I'm sorry.
So Dave and Danny, how have you been? How has things been for you and both of you guys together, especially during this time of COVID?
Yeah, look, so for me, I have an event company that's obviously separate to everything I do radio-wise. In fact, when you did the intro, I thought to myself, what actually do I do? Because you listed like a million things. I just realized I'm a professional hustler. I don't even know what I do for a living. So the beginning of lockdown was tough, I'm not going to lie, because the eventing industry just went downhill. So since February, March, it was really, really tough. But luckily for me, the radio industry boomed, or especially East Coast radio. So I think I'm really, really grateful to have a job, especially with a station like East Coast Radio. So lockdown, luckily for me, unlike others, was actually good and productive.
Exactly. Dave, and on your side?
Yeah, I mean, a year ago, who would ever believe that COVID-19 would come and take over the world? And when lockdown came, I'll be honest with you, because Byron knows me well enough to know that I'm always honest. I lost close to like 100,000 rand or more with gigs that were booked, weddings and expos. And, so it's been tough like everybody else. But fortunately, I have a job, I have a roof over my head, and I have a meal at night. So, it's all good.
Of course. So Danny and Dave, you know why we brought you guys onto the show. And the topic for this week is, can your partner have a work wife or work husband?
And we would like the view.
Why is Byron smiling? Why is he smiling when you said that? What's going on here?
I don't know. Does he know something that we don't?
I don't know.
Have you had a work wife? Have you had a work wife, Biden?
I'm not saying
topic?
anything. I'm not saying anything. We'll start with Danny because Dave and I know each other too well. So Danny will start with Danny, what's your opinion on this topic, though?
So here's the thing, right? In my industry, I didn't have the choice of having a work wife. I was given one. And in the beginning, it was tough, man. It was tough. Her name is Tikaba. She's super talented. She's on Uzalo. That show alone has like 10 million people watching at any given time. So here's this actress. She's young, she's vibey, she's trendy. And there's this old fart, Danny, who's got a co-host with her, you know? So we got together, we from different backgrounds, and in the beginning, it didn't go well at all, hey? It didn't. We clashed. We spoke over each other, and then one day, we had this massive argument at an outside broadcast, which was completely unprofessional. And we just realized at that point, something needs to be done. We met the next day. We had the best conversation of our lives. We put it all out on the table. From the next day, it was like listening to a new show. And we worked at it month after month after month. And I can easily say now that her and I are not only good on air together or a lot better together, but now we're good friends as well. So the great thing is we have a great relationship as friends and as co-host, but
Co-host.
you know what that is? Guys, that's the wine. That's the wine. I'd like to thank my wine sponsor, Sonnenbloem. But you know what the serious thing is we have a mutual respect for each other, and we have a respect for the fact that we both have partners. And I think that's what helps, you know, because she knows of my girlfriend and I know of her boyfriend. And he's a hell of a nice guy. I don't know how he puts up with her. So this is to T's boyfriend. I salute you. I don't know how you do it. Yeah. But the interesting thing is that Liesl, my girlfriend, is such an incredibly talented actress. So she has many work husbands, as you would say. You know, she does a lot of theatre productions with different guys. And it's the exact same thing her side. Liesl goes in there with the utmost respect for the fact that she has a boyfriend and vice versa.
Well, that's not everybody's that strong, I would think. Dave, what's your opinion on that?
Cheers. That's my. You know, Byron, and I don't have to tell you that from the time of me joining Magic, I acquired a work wife. I did.
I don't know these things. I don't want to be part of it, but yeah, let's go.
What do you mean you don't want to be part of it? Of course you were part of it.
I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Let's go.
Sorry?
I'm joking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, I arrived in Cape Town, we had a meeting at Magic 8 to 8 a.m. I think it was on the 7th of September or maybe the 8th. I'm not quite sure. I flew in, stayed at a B&B, and then met the whole team of Magic the next day. And we then trained for a month on the desk and got the feel of the radio station, and then went on air on the 1st of October, 2015. And I worked with Nicola Duddy, who was my co-host on the Magic Drive. I didn't know she was going to be because I'd never met her before. And at the end of the first show on that day, I actually went, wow, what just happened? Because we had an incredible connection. And she probably is the best co-host I've ever worked with in my life, in my broadcasting history. Wow. And that's a big compliment from me because she's a youngster and she was prepared to listen and learn. But what went with that, we'll maybe talk about as the program develops on the contradiction. But yeah, she became my work wife, and 4 hours a day is a long time because it wasn't just 4 hours a day with her. It was preparation for the show, and there was a lot of other stuff involved as well. So yeah, it was difficult sometimes because when you work with somebody or when you live with somebody or whatever, you fight because that's the natural way of things. That's how it goes. So yeah, not easy, but that's what happened.
Exactly.
Byron, what is your take? Let's give the men a chance, an opportunity to speak first.
Both men, it's a woman's turn. But okay, anyway, for me, yes, it's all cool to have a work wife or work husband. But the thing is, you do get emotionally attached to a person when you get along with that person. So
Mhm.
a man is a man and a woman is a woman, no matter how you see it. You might not find that person attractive in the first place, but the more you spend time with someone, it something can happen. Look at the two of us. We were physically nothing. We weren't attracted to each other. She liked different type of men. She liked them all pitch dark, and so. But jokes aside, I wasn't her type. She wasn't my type. But the more you spend time with each other, the more you relate to each other, something is bound to happen, no
Mhm.
matter what.
Mhm.
And like I'll go back to what I was saying. A man is a man, and a woman's a woman. The more time you spend together, things happen.
Mhm. I would agree.
I've got to. Can I come in here? Is that fine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, go ahead,
You
Dave.
can't. You're generalizing now. You can't say it's going to happen just because you're together in a work environment. You know, you might do a brilliant radio show or a television show, whatever it might be, but it doesn't mean that you're going to hop into the sack together. I mean, I think you're generalizing, really.
Yeah. But Dave, don't you think that cheating can also be emotional? So when you are investing and when you're spending time with somebody 8 hours or 4 hours a day, as you have before with your work wife,
Hmm.
isn't emotional infidelity also a form of cheating?
Ooh.
Because now you are
Uh,
opening up. You're not only speaking about work. That's how it starts. You share things within your working environment, but then you also become more emotionally attached to start sharing personal things,
Mm.
which you maybe don't always frequently share with your wife
Oh wow.
or your husband. Sometimes that become a
wow,
problem.
you're fishing now. Sure, yeah. Nicola and I were
So where's
close,
the
of
boundary?
course, and
Where's
we
the
and we
boundaries?
shared many things, which I'm not
Mm.
obviously going to divulge on this show that we're doing tonight. But yes, you know, you are right that because of the amount of time that we spent together, we shared many things.
Mm.
Mm.
Can I just jump in there as well? That if you are divulging information to your work wife and not to your partner, maybe you're not in the right relationship. That's just my opinion. Because if I want to divulge information, I only want to do it to my partner because of the connection we had. So if I'm doing it to someone else, maybe I'm not in the right relationship. That's just my opinion.
Oh wow. That's it. It's a good point, though.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
I wouldn't agree with that necessarily, though, because I think sometimes, and this is what happens in any relationship, that you go at these highs and lows within any relationship. So
Mm.
there could be some form of a difficult time, and it can be within this time that you become more vulnerable and that you end up sharing things with your work wife or your work husband that you wouldn't necessarily share with them if things were if your relationship was in a healthier state. And I think it's normal for your relationship to have highs and lows, but it's about committing to making it work. So,
Mm.
my opinion, work wife or work husband can be a threat to your relationship if you do not set the correct boundaries, or if you even go into it not knowing what can happen or how threatening it can be to your relationship. If you go into it blindly.
But I like what Danny said. I really like what Danny said when you said also like you said the boundaries, and it goes back with the relationship you built with your partner now. You know. So this is a question I wanted to ask, and to the viewers also. Please engage with this, because I know a lot of people scared to engage on this topic because there's a lot of people's working
I mean,
at the moment during the week.
and plenty of people that might be having work wives or work husbands, so they're a bit too afraid to have their
This
name
is
pop
my
up.
question also. Yes, you need to be physically attracted to someone. Everybody thinks physical attraction is sometimes that leads to emotional attraction also. But I've seen the ugliest guy get the prettiest woman, not because she's not attractive. Look at me, I'm a good looking guy. I can't speak for myself here, but I'm just
You're
saying.
not. You're ugly, man. What's wrong?
So what I wanted to say about that is the guy can wear you down, or the women can wear you down. Now you get people ending up with each other, petty sex, different type of sex, because this is emotional opening up. I maybe say to Lithia, my wife is treating me bad, my partner is treating me bad, or I'm going through this, this or that, or this and that. Now you open up to that partner. That partner starts feeling emotions for you, saying, "Wow, this is such a good guy, good girl. How can they put them through such a thing? I can't understand." Now you, as that woman, I see this guy giving you the attention, all the attention you need. What's gonna happen next? What do you think is gonna happen next?
Mhm.
Question. But okay, let me just see what the viewer says. So Lusanda says, big no. Done. Big no. So you
What?
can't have a
What? Hang on, wait. What? You can't have a work wife. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, she's saying, can your partner have a work wife, big woman?
Wow.
Big
Wow.
no. Hailey, we're gonna come to
Wow.
Hailey's comment now. So big no, and
no.
then I don't know.
And Taryn says, this is making me anxious. Ooh, and Taryn, why?
Right. We'll get there now. So Jason Mayer says, so, I'd like a work wife, but I don't want to be known as a Benton. So you want a older wife, right?
Uh-huh.
An older work wife. You're saying, actually, I don't want to date younger women. I want an older woman if it's a work wife. Anyway, so what's his name? Sylvia says dangerous. Yes.
Very dangerous.
It's dangerous, but yes, you're allowed to have
you
one.
are treading on thin ice.
And Silvio, you can go and play Define Ugly Byron. I don't know, Silvio. I don't know if you want to read this. You have got better reading skills
Okay,
than me.
let's... So Hailey says, can you just show that comment again?
Okay.
Hailey says, cheating is not just sexual, it is inappropriate. It is inappropriate conversations, drinks after work that spouses are unaware of, discussing details of your personal relationship to a third party, etc. For every bad man, there has to be a bad woman for affairs to happen. I admire men and women with a strong sense of self-esteem and ethics who are able to have platonic relationships in the workplace and who complement their spouses in their absence. Those are the keepers. Excellent.
Oh, Hailey, here's another thing. When you compliment your spouses in their absence, it attracts women more. I've noticed that to you, like myself. I used to compliment my wife wherever I went. And then other women get more attracted to me. They become more tempting. They like, wow, what's so good about him? Why? What does he make? So what's so beautiful about his
Or the
wife?
love that you have for your partner becomes the type of love that they want.
Exactly.
And they can chase after it. Even though you might have the best of intentions,
Mhm.
you can never know what the next person's intentions are.
Yeah, but before we go to the next comment, where do you stand on this, Dave and Danny?
Can I dive in here? I've been dying to dive in for the last 5 minutes while you two have been just talking and talking and talking. So listen, here's the deal, right? Okay, Byron, you know, because I worked with you for 5 years nearly, right? That if Nicola Duddy, the girl I worked with, had been 400 kgs with one leg and no nose, nobody would have batted an eyelid, okay? But because she was a very attractive, vivacious woman, intelligent, strong, independent woman, the word was around the building we worked in that, with some people, not everybody, I'm not generalizing, hey, what's going on here? And it was corridor talk, and you know that because you were part of it. Not that you did, because you didn't give a shit. You really didn't. And that's one of the things that I love about you the most, that you didn't care. But when it came to the boss, who questioned me about my relationship with my co-host, right? It was none of his business. Absolutely none of his business at all. And the fact is, if we were having a relationship and it affected my work and my radio show, then yes, pull me into the office and give me a good bollocking, right? But if it didn't, then leave it. Don't ask me the question because it is none of your business. And maybe you've had the similar situation in your workplace, right? And you know what happened. You were part of it.
No, it's true. And thank you for opening up with something like that. That's actually it educates people out there. Like we were joking about it, where Taryn said this talk is making me anxious because I know there's a lot of people going through these things, you know.
And I think also the problem can come in where your spouse has some sort of insecurity with you having a relationship or a close relationship with your work colleagues, and even though it's platonic and there's absolutely nothing going on between yourself and your work colleague, your spouse can still become insecure about that relationship. And how do you then work through that as a couple? That's the big question then.
Yeah, Danny, we will leave that one to you.
You know what the thing is for me? It's about trust. And your partner, and you have to have that between each other. And secondly, you need to set boundaries with your work life. So, for example, my co-host and I, we travel all over the place. I mean, we did Richards Bay 2 days ago, we did Margate the other day. We're in a car. We have long talks. Now, there's stuff that I'm not going to talk to her about. It's just not right, because that is for my part. That's not for her. And the thing is, if you cross that line, in my opinion, then you're just setting yourself up for disaster, and it's just not going to work. You have to set boundaries.
Of course. And as Walid says, yes, you can have a work wife or husband as long as there are boundaries. And then Jason, the next question Jason actually has, which is a very great question, Jason. What is the role of a work wife or husband? Where do you draw the line?
I think Danny's kind of answered that in his own right. Danny said that basically saying set boundaries. That's what you do in your job, Danny. Everything is professional. But again, I go back to the thing. Yes, someone must open up in some way. Maybe it's your partner putting you through something, because I've seen friends of mine get with their work wife or work husbands, and it's sometimes they feel they're lacking something from their partner, or their partner's not fulfilling a certain void, because I've seen friends of mine that says, wow, I've been working so many years, working so hard, and my partner's just not seeing the good that I do in this relationship, seeing not where we're going. And now you're sitting with your work wife and work husband, and she's giving or he's giving you everything you need.
Well, not everything,
wait quickly. That 20% that you need, you're right. Now you're giving it 20% if you want to say not everything, but it feels more fulfilling because it's filling a gap. So how do you differentiate that gap that's being filled? Right? I don't know if Dave, how do you feel about
that? Oh man, the whole thing is difficult, and mine was for like 4 years. And again, I revert back to the environment that you work in. And some people who the corridor talk was just immense, and other people who didn't give a shit. Right. And I liked those people who didn't give a shit. So was I having sex with my work wife? It's none of your business if I was or I wasn't. Right. So the bottom line is, if it was affecting my program, then there's a problem. Right.
Exactly.
But working with my co-host for the amount of hours that we did, we fell out like a couple, because, I had her in tears one day, live on the radio, and she didn't talk to me for a while. So it was a fight on air, and then it continued off air. So yeah, it's difficult, really is.
And I love what you said also, and this is also where professionalism come in, because you love your job so much as a radio producer, as a presenter. You've been in this industry for so many years, so there's passion behind it. So every time when you guide someone, a lot of people might be misled, where they would think, he just wants to be with this woman or whatever. It's not the case. Okay, if something does happen in the near future, shit happens in life, right? But I love
Byron, just to stop you, we'd show each other affection. Yes,
exactly.
Totally. Of course we would. We'd hug when she arrived at the studio, or she'd tell me I was a wanker, or whatever the case may be. But there was emotions flying left, right, and center, because this is radio. That's what it is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say also. It's when it comes to your passion also. I just want let me just take another comment.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go.
So Hayley says,
first go to Tanya. Tanya said there needs to be boundaries and trust on that side, right? And then she said exactly. I don't know what was exactly for. We were so interested in the chat together now. So let's just go to Hayley's next comment.
So Hayley says, true. It takes a very strong man to resist constant temptation. I guess it is all about where your married relationship is. There are men and women who are always on the prowl, and then there are those who are secure enough in the relationship and are mature enough to not indulge men and women who enjoy sexual validation.
And then we'll leave a last one there. Jason said, Lethea, will you be my work wife?
Jason, we're not working together.
He's
you got to get you a job on the contradiction.
Yeah, come and get her. You can take her. I'll take your wife.
He's got good, Byron, he's got good taste, man. He's got good taste.
I do. Danny, you've been quiet, Danny.
You know what the thing is for me is, I've had a past, we've all had a past, right? When you're in an unhappy relationship, it's very, very easy to find someone who you can talk with, who you can do things that you can't do with things in your own relationship. So if you're happy within your own relationship, hopefully you'll be strong enough not to cross the boundaries with people. And that's where it stands with.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I had somebody also say to me, it was a guy that said to me that he feels more comfortable sharing his vulnerabilities to his work wife instead of his wife, because he doesn't want his wife to have less respect for him as a man if he opens up to his wife about his vulnerabilities. So he feels much more comfortable doing that with a platonic friend who is a woman that can advise him on certain issues from a woman's point of view. So I do understand with that, when it comes to the...
This is a personal thing, probably. Maybe I share. And this is my help from Dave's side. This is something Dave has told me also in the past. Dave said to me, listen, I'm sharing something personal now. There was an instant, we won't mention names. Dave said to me, Byron, are you prepared to mess up your marriage with your family for one little thing? Don't do that. There was times that I've been tempted, like every man has. When I was in my marriage, there's been times I've been tempted at a work environment, workplace. And this is advice. Dave came into the office to me. That's why I can bring it, because he's here. He said to me, Byron, are you prepared to mess up a good marriage for one night over something that maybe won't last forever? You know, how prepared are you? So don't do it. You see, and
Things can happen very
things can happen very quickly. I was tempted a lot of times, but if I did not have people like that in my life, also like Dave was in my life also, and other characters were in my life to tell me, you have a good thing going, don't F it up.
So then when do you know when you have to watch your step, basically? When is it going too far?
But why can I come in? Why
No, we
why
can
should
walk
you
away.
have to worry? Why should you have to worry about where to worry about what's going on? It's none of anybody else's business. You know, Nicola and I would hug, and if somebody saw that, you know, we were having sex. We were in the sack because I hugged her, and that was going around the building. You know, and it started with the big boss. Do you know what I mean? So, please butt out. You know what I'm saying? It is none of anybody else's business. You know, our business was between her and I and my wife and her boyfriend or whatever. But it's nobody else's business, Byron.
And what about the consideration for your partner? Should your partner feel insecure about that relationship that you have at work with your work spouse?
I don't know, have we read up like X?
Well, yeah, the answer to that is there were times when my wife did have, you know, reservations maybe, and probably a little bit of worry because, you know, Nicola's not the most ugly woman in the world. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, of course. But then you need to deal with that.
Of course.
So this is a question to you as a woman, because us men always get put on the block. And
I'm the only woman on the panel.
So women, help her out if you want to. You can leave her. You don't need to help her in the comment section.
Are you putting me on the hot seat now?
So this is the question.
You're outnumbered, my girl.
We like to say that it's easy for a man to cheat. It's easy for a man not to be loyal. But I mean, put yourself into a situation where you maybe are going through a lot of things in your life and someone is kind of a savior to your mind. A lot of us are not strong in our mind. Imagine this.
Byron, you're sounding so sexist now about the man. It's not about the man. It's about Byron. It's about a human being.
But exactly. I know what you're saying. But
male or female.
I know what you're saying, but it always tends. Oh, let me go back to the Katlego incident, and there was a girl, the incident of the girl Claire.
Ooh.
You know, it's not for me to speak about, but the thing is, a lot of people support him. Yes, he's a public figure, but the girl Claire was made out to be such a hoe, such a slut. You know, but now that it happened to him, a lot of people is backing it up. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
I don't want to delve too much into it. This is why I'm asking this question. Yes, we say we all human. We should not be sexist. But yes, people's minds are still think of men as trash. Men don't care. Men are the ones that cheat. Men are the ones that do all these things. But I'm saying, put yourself maybe in that situation from both sides. Does
It
woman
goes
hide
both
it better?
ways, Byron. It goes both
No.
ways.
Yes, but who hides it better? This is what I'm asking.
I think men and women can hide it equally well. It all depends on how good you are at hiding your secrets.
It
So
boils down to trust. And if you don't trust somebody, you shouldn't be in that relationship in the first place.
Oh,
That's what it is.
100%.
Jealousy.
I
Jealousy
totally
is
agree. Yeah.
mistrust. And if you don't trust somebody, get out of the relationship.
mhm,
Exactly.
of course. And I think that also, if the person is giving you reason not to trust you, because many a times the partner would say, "Well, you don't trust me. You insecure. You are the one that's you need to work on yourself. I'm not doing anything to make you feel that you don't trust me."
Danny's been real quiet. I think the ladies in the room there, but it's good. It's good.
Look, I didn't want to say anything, but she's got a knife to my throat, and I don't want to say a thing. Please, not now. No, I'm joking, man. No, I've been listening very carefully, and what I love to do, especially on my radio show, and a lot of people have this mindset that radio presenters just talk, and yes, we do. But the art of being a good presenter is listening. So I listen a lot to my co-hosts. I listen a lot to the people that call in. So I'm doing the same with you now, with both you and my dad. I'm soaking it all in. And I think, we're doing a lot of beating around the bush, but it just comes back to trust. It really, really does, in my opinion. Setting boundaries and trust, like I said.
Okay. So I'll go to one comment at the bottom, but probably people just greeting on that side. But Adelicia Peters says, "Hello, Yella. Why should it be called a work wife, work husband if the person is actually your colleague?"
Good point.
That's what I wanted to get
Exactly.
to.
So the term itself should not even be used.
Okay, then we'll take one more comment, and like I said, Lethea reads the long comments. I'm a bit dyslexic, so
You and me
And
both, Byron.
Great topic for open-minded people. I myself personally click more with men at the workplace, and more than once people who think I am in a relationship with so
Yeah.
and so at work. But it's because work is a place where you are so passionate. But at the end of the day, I always walked away with my hands clean. We as women need to be strong and know where to draw the line. Trust is top priority.
no, that's what I love. She said, "We as women." She didn't say we as humans. Do you see? You called me a sexist. She used the word.
Because she's speaking from a woman's point of view.
That's so. I was asking the question from a man's point of view. But anyway, hello guys. Sharon just said, "Hello guys. I made it."
Not in
Byron,
life or on the chat.
can I pose a question? Can I pose
Yes.
a question? Okay. On the drive show, because with the drive show or breakfast show, you've got to do things that are a little bit edgy, right? So we decided it was International Earth Day, and my wife wasn't happy with what she saw on Facebook. But Nicola and I did naked radio.
I took the
it was
picture.
It was sort of, I mean, you were part of it.
I took the
Right.
picture.
You did take the picture.
Byron, you pervert.
I took the picture. I was naked while I took the picture. I'm just saying it.
Byron,
Yes,
is that you that keeps sneaking outside my bedroom window at night?
Byron, you were naked, and small things amuse me. But anyway, that aside, what I'm saying is we did something not because we wanted to get our kit off, because we wanted to do something edgy for the radio station. And that's what we did. It was International Earth Day, and we did a whole drive show naked. Oh, so what? Do you know what I mean? But oh, did I get hammered for that? Do you know what I mean? I did, honestly. And do you know where it came from, Byron?
Like,
Do you know where it came from? It wasn't my wife. It was the boss I work for. Right.
And there it comes
Whoa,
back.
you two are having sex, right? You two are in a relationship. What do you want me to answer that? None of your business.
Exactly.
Let me just go to two comments before we go on, because we need to give the viewers a chance also, because they want to engage.
Mhm.
So Ibrahim is on this side, and Ibrahim says trust is a big issue, and if it is broken, even in the simplest way, it will eventually have a negative effect.
Mhm.
And then welcome back, Sharon. Sharon is always controversial. She always has a controversial ways. Sharon, congratulating again on your 60th birthday. Loyal fan, always been here from the get go. I found it frustrating being single, doing
Doing a man's job. Men tend to be very jealous, but I prefer to work with men better than females.
again. I was called sexist earlier. I'm just
And then
saying
if you
that.
just go further up,
So
where Hayley's comment,
okay, this one here.
no, up.
Okay, yeah, we go up.
Hayley's comment says life tends to sometimes drain the sparkle from the best of relationships, and the grass always appears greener on the other side. But after the chase is over, every relationship eventually leaves the honeymoon phase and has to deal with everyday responsibilities and realities. The line of friendship can easily be crossed. Best advice is practice the pause before leaping into a situation you cannot come back from.
Oh, wow.
Hayley, wonderful comment.
And Laik,
Excellent.
have we read out this comment? Have we?
Laik says, having a work wife or husband is disrespectful to your partner. I don't think any partner will be happy with their partners having a work wife or husband.
Oh, nonsense. Nonsense. Absolute crap. Nonsense. Nonsense.
He's removing his glasses.
You know what? That person is really insecure. Absolutely insecure within his relationship.
I mean, and it comes from you, Dave, and you're 25 years old. I mean, it comes from you.
How old am I?
25. At 25, I just want to add the others. Otherwise, you're going to switch off the show. But I'm just saying.
No. I got 49 the other day. So for the next 10 years, I'm going to be 49 years old.
Woo!
So there.
Yeah, but the person that did say that was Stevie Wonder. So
Thanks, Danny.
Okay.
I've disinherited you.
I just want to.
So let's go to Adelicia's comment again. And she says, the reality is that you spend the bigger part of your day, and when you add it up, actually your life is at work.
And
Because
maybe.
you spend about 8 hours of your day at work.
And another one?
And Sharon says, I had working hubbies, but people skinned and said we were jawling.
For the American viewers, she's saying people gossip and said we were cheating on each other.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if you want to comment on that one, Dave. So we've got
I'm
Dave.
sorry,
Dave,
mate.
Dave, before you explain yourself, you need to comment on it.
Sorry, say that again for me. I'm sorry. I was just
So
refilling my wine.
So let me just go. So Shannon said, I had working hobbies, but people gossip. The same thing you said, and said we were cheating.
Yeah,
She would
but the
do the
thing
same
is,
thing.
the thing is here. What if somebody asks me a question? They don't need to know the answer because it's none of their business. Am I sleeping with her? Am I not? It's none of your business, so I'm not going to tell you. Do you understand me? So whatever. If you know what it is, Byron. When people stop talking, that is the problem in this business. It's when they stop talking, right? Then you know your brand is dying.
Exactly.
Does that
And
make
that's
sense to you?
You've got a good point there. This is where work environment is so flipping dangerous. When I was speaking to Emo now the other day, we had the same topic. So Emo said the problem is people don't see the cake. They all go and huddle for the crumbs. They all want the crumbs. Say now, for instance, you're a radio presenter. I'm a cleaner, but you grow in the radio presenting industry. I feel like you're taking away my job. You see how different that is. It's so weird. And that is what happens in work environments. Even if you're not even doing your own, if you're doing your own thing, they feel like you're taking away from them. And this is the envious part people have. So now, when it comes to work wife and work husband, people will gossip. People will make up things. People will start
Of course they
talking.
will. Of course they will. But you know what, Byron? This is where and I'm not going to kiss your ass because I've never done that because you know me better than that.
Quite
But-
clean after the chemo. I don't grow hair anymore.
Nah, stop it. But listen, you know what? You never ever questioned my relationship with my work wife. And I respect you for that. You didn't give a shit, basically, but you never questioned it. Some people in that building did, right? But you never did. And that's the way to go.
Come on, give you
Leave
an
it.
answer.
It's none of your business.
Come on, give you an answer. If I can give your age away, Dave, can I quickly? Maybe this is
Say
my
that
experience.
again. Say
Can
that
I give your
again.
age? Can I give your age away if it's okay? Just it's
No.
gonna give my answer.
I'm 49.
Okay. Dave is an older gentleman, right? We work in a work environment, if I may speak like this. Dave is an older gentleman. There's older gentlemen that works in the environment also. So the female's a younger female, and this female is quite happy to work with Dave and gets along with Dave, but that doesn't get along with the other older gentleman. So now, as the other older gentleman finds quite a jealous instinct about that, there's a jealousy
An
that
ego
an
within the
ego, and you went back the whole time the boss, which also an older gentleman. So the thing is, people have this ego also about them, Dave, in
Okay.
working environments, and a man's ego. So now you're
Can
an
I-
attractive guy.
Can I dive in here? Okay. The environment I worked in, my boss would question all the time whether I was having sex with my co-host, right? To the point of one day seeing my handprints on the window in the studio where I broadcast from, because what I was doing was stretching my calves because they were tight. And I was accused, I was accused of, oh, that's where you had sex with your co-host during the drive show. Oh, for fuck's
Open
sake.
windows
I mean,
with
please,
cameras.
Byron, there's cameras in the studio. I don't think we're going to make Nookie in the studio. Do you see where I'm coming from with this? So everybody was keen to dive in and assume things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, exactly. Let's can we go to another comment, because I just want to involve them, because we're coming closer to the end of the show.
Yeah.
You know, when you start warming up past that 20 minutes, and then the show comes close to the end, and I want to get the viewers
viewers.
involved. You know,
So
so let's just go through them quickly.
Alicia Peter says, bottom line, stay out of the fantablicky, deal with and face your reality, even if it's crappy. Only a coward would run away from reality and avoid conflict if it means fixing.
Okay, and Sharon.
Sharon says, you got that right. When people stopped gossiping, I got worried because I felt important when people gossiped. I know I had a clear conscience.
Good.
Okay.
And Walid says, as a person, you spend 90% of your time at a workplace, and the 20% at home. You are going to open up more with your work wife or husband.
Okay, and Dave, I know you're not Afrikaans, but you probably would understand it. Hy lieg, hy like ouer as 49. He's lying.
He said, she said, you look a lot younger than 49. Yes.
Dave is English, so he's making an excuse not to understand that.
But here's the thing, and going back to, was it Walid's comment that said you spend about 90% of basically most of your time you spend at work. And if you're spending most of your time at work, you want to be happy within your workplace. Because if you're not happy within your workplace, then you're actually 8 hours of the day unhappy daily within your life. So it is important to get along with people, and it is important to you will be building relationships with people if you're working closely with them for such a long period of the day.
Sure.
So I think, like Danny said, it comes down to respect, to trust within your relationship, and having trust within your part. Yeah. Just it's trust, bottom line, and communication.
So Danny has basically said what you should do in the beginning of the show, and we've been elongating it. So, so let me just go to Sharon's comment again. Like I said, we're close to the end of the show, and I really want to squeeze things in, but we have a deadline, especially for the TV channel. But I can relate with you about those assumptions, but I didn't care. I was a working colleague. Done. She said she could relate with you, Dave. That it happened to her in this environment, and I love it because both of you are older. She's an older lady. You're an older gentleman, and yet you guys go through those things. You know, look at the youngsters today; they're suffering with the same things. You know. But I don't know if you guys still have a last comment on this before we go ahead with it.
Well, if Dave and Danny, if you'd like to comment, and then we can give our conclusion to the topic.
Yeah, I was just listening now, and a lot of the conversation was revolving about around older gentlemen, older ladies, and I must be honest, it doesn't matter how young or old you are, what race you are, what background you come from, we're people at the end of the day. So temptation's always going to be there. If you're happy in your relationship, you're not going to cheat. The temptation will always be there. But the bottom line is, if you've got everything you need in your relationship and you are fulfilled, you should have respect enough to not do anything wrong within the work environment. And that's where I'll leave it today. Set boundaries, have trust. And this has been amazing. And salute to you for all the objections and fights throughout this debate.
Don't leave us here. Dave, do you have an opinion on that, though?
Yeah, he must have got all those moral views from his mother. No. I've enjoyed tonight. Can't we do till like 10 o'clock until I fall unconscious after the amount of wine that I've got?
We're gonna take 2 more comments. Then I'm gonna ask you guys to do something because we keep the show so authentic. We don't tell the guests beforehand what we want them to do because we want it to come from the heart. Because like Lathea said, when it comes from the heart, it's human. You know, when you speak about something, we don't prep anything. This is us. Like Dave, like you said to me, I don't prep a bloody show script everything because then you're not being authentic. You know,
Byron. You've known me long enough. I say it like it is, right?
Yeah.
And in my life and in my broadcasting career of close to 40 years, people have not liked me as a person because I say it like it is. Byron, I would never slag off behind his back. Do you understand me? If I had a problem with Byron, I would speak to you over a coffee on the patio at Magic 828 and we'd work it out. And you and I would move on together. And we are close friends. You know that. Do you know what I mean?
Wow, that means a lot. But let me quickly take that last 2 comments before we ask you guys a favor. Let me just go. I don't agree with Walid. Poor Walid. You guys can fight it out in the comment section. But I don't agree with
Walid? Who's Walid?
No, poor Walid. Walid said this here about the 90%, you know.
Okay.
Let me just say, I don't agree with Walid. Not a good enough reason to open up to a work colleague. That is what you should share with your partner. And then Hayley, your comment, my dyslexic, don't read that though.
Okay, so Hayley says, many married couples share the same bed but are not communicating. For the lines of communication are kept open and healthy. I'm thinking people are less likely to stray or find any kind of stimulation at work or elsewhere. There are no work wives or husbands. Those labels already imply that a line has been crossed. We have colleagues, healthy work friendships too, but not in relationships that equate to the one you exchange vows with.
And then we ended up with saying that.
Wow, that's good. That's good. She's good. I like her. Call me.
I'm gonna put your mic on mute because you're gonna get a smack in that room. So and Adelisa just and that's where the can of shit starts. Guys, so we've come to the end of the show, and thank you to the viewers for logging on. But Dave and Danny, this is what we do at the end of the show, and I haven't said it to you guys. Sorry, I know I'm close to you guys, but I know you're such pros. What we do at the end of the show, it doesn't need to be related to the topic. You know, we all go through difficult times. We all go through tough times in life, and just to leave something for 2 minutes or something like Lathea said, don't give people time. Just to be real, if you can motivate our viewers. Or you can just be real. This is what life is. This is what life hands to you. You know, we all need it. We all need some motivation, or we all need a reality check. Reality check or motivation.
Byron, just before you do that, and you start with Danny first. You know what I've noticed here on the comments is a lot of insecurity here. Hey? There's a lot of insecurity with people within their relationships. Honestly.
And that's true, and that's sad though sometimes. But this is why we created the show, and it's for us to engage.
And that's the contradiction.
That's what you've just found the contradiction in the show,
Exactly.
which is a brilliant thing. Which is so brilliant, and that was one part we were going to get to. We always like to find the contradiction in the show, and you've just done it before we could get there.
See, I'm good, hey. You know, I'm a pro, man. I'm a pro.
It's just because he talks absolute cuck and it came out within his cuck talking. That's what happened there.
Oh, bang goes the inheritance again. Oh.
Danny, we'll leave you on the screen alone. You can do 10 seconds, 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. 2 minutes would be preferable also. 10 seconds.
2 minutes is long, even for him.
But Danny's a pro. 30 seconds, like Dave said, keep it tight. It's radio. Now it's TV, guys. So, so yeah, Danny, I'm gonna leave you on the screen. Whatever you want to say, just to motivate or just give them a reality check.
Perfect. Let me just go through this pile of notes I have here. Hang on. No, I'm kidding. So, the thing is for me, and you said in the beginning, you went through all the careers I went through. And as a youngster, all I wanted to do was become a professional soccer player. And I got there. I played pro, not at the highest level in the world, but I got. And from there, I just went from journey to journey to journey to journey. But at the end of it, if I look back, what I actually did was follow all my passions. And by following my passions, it's got me to where I am today. Where am I? I'm on the biggest radio station in KwaZulu-Natal. I'm on a great slot. I've met the love of my life. And I really am in an amazing place in my life. I've followed my passion. And what I've done as well, I've got a tattoo on my arm. And on my arm, it says, in Italian, it says, be true to yourself. And that's something that's been instilled in me from a youngster. So the combination of being true to yourself, following your passion, and following the 3 Ds that I've lived by, dedication, determination, and discipline, that has got me to where I am today. So I encourage you, if you've got dreams, if they're too scary, good. You want scary dreams. Because trust me, where I am now, yes, I'm happy, but I've got a million more dreams and goals that I want to get, and I'm going to pursue them. So be true to yourself, follow your dreams.
Wonderful.
Oh, wow. That was
Thank you so much.
beautifully. I don't even want to bring us back on the screen because Latiya is crying. I'm joking.
I think Biden's sitting it here over there. Come on.
I even went to YouTube and tried to comment to say, mate, I'm even looking at the show and commenting in YouTube. I promise you, I even said, look there. I even said, love this, mate.
I saw that. Thank you.
I was on the YouTube side and I said, I love this. I don't know why, but anyway. And Jason also said, well said, Danny. But Dave, we're waiting on you. Give us a reality check on our side or just be real. Danny, I think you need to explain yourself because there's a lot of females going to send you friend requests after this show because you are such an authentic guy. So I don't know how this is going to work out for you.
No, I'm very humbled by that. I really, really am. And, it's like my radio is what you hear is what you get, and I think,
Exactly.
my dad can back me up.
Dave, it's your turn. Let's flip it. Dave Kuselli.
I just want to tell you first of all that my son is the love of my life.
Oh wow.
He's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. So yeah,
wow.
There's that, and I love him more than words can say. Secondly, Byron McDonald, you to me are an absolute inspiration. We met at Magic and we worked together really well. And suddenly you were diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I've never, ever been a more inspirational person than you in my life, my whole 49 years. You came to Durban. I flew you to Durban. You stayed at my house and we did a lot of stuff, helicopters and VIP this and VIP that, but I didn't give a shit about that. The point here is, while you were with me in my home for 10 days, you didn't moan about anything at all. And you have stage 4 colon cancer. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, wow, you're a tosser because you moan about getting a parking ticket. And you moan that the dogs are barking at night. And you moan that you haven't slept for the whole night. It's absolute bullshit. And I just want to tell you that I love you more than words can say. And you are an absolute inspiration. And when I think about my life and the small, stupid things that I go through, I think of you, and it fixes things. And I love you more than words can say. You know that.
Wow,
That
man.
is so beautiful, Dave. So beautiful.
Wow, you making this one eye not stay open, man. Flippin', I'm trying to joke here so I can not cry on the show. I never cry on the contradiction, guys. I always
Cry, you bastard! Cry, you bastard! Cry!
Oh, man.
That is worth shedding a tear for.
Yeah,
That
no.
was a beautiful.
No, but I never end the show with this kind of thanks. But the both of you, and to your wife also, Dave. And I came there and I met the family. Yes, all three of you as a household. I mean, Danny is your only son, and a lot of times it's difficult for kids also that don't have siblings. They feel more attached to parents. People always give these stereotypes to it. But Danny, I want to say you one amazing human being. So when I was there and I spoke to you, and your mom also is an amazing human being. Like all three of you have that authenticity. People might misunderstand you guys. People might not know who you are. People might think your laughter, your smile might be fake, but I'm telling you now, the goosebumps come when you guys speak to me and I see the authenticity in your eyes. You carry your emotions on your sleeves. Maybe it's the Italian side. I don't know. But I'm telling you now, I love your family and I love you both. And thank you so much for being part of this movement, what I'm doing. And yes, I'm going to see you guys soon again. And yes, every day I take one step at a time. Life is beautiful. Life is a gift. We are only human and we will complain. We will go through things and it's just emotional because we built like that. Because we are human. But we love each other and we go through times and we've sacrificed certain things for those who we love. So guys, thank you again for being on the show. We're gonna end it off. I don't know if you guys have 2 minutes to spare to wait in studio. Just 2 minutes off air. But we're gonna end the show for the TV side. Before I start crying here, I just want to say good night again.
Byron, can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you get my invoice?
Byron, well done on a great show, and it's so good to see you so happy with your beautiful lady. It really is
I
incredible.
love you, and I love her.
Love you
I
too,
do.
Dave.
I will
And thank
steal
you
her
so
from you. You must be careful. Treat her right, else I'll steal her.
But guys, we're gonna end the show. Otherwise, there's gonna be no show
Thank you,
to go
Dave
on
and
air.
Danny. We'll see you in the studio shortly.
Yeah,
We'll be
don't
ending the
leave.
show.
We're just gonna put you in the background. Don't leave. You can say
Perfect.
bye to the viewers because they're quite lovely. They were quite amazing, and you guys left them crying.
Oh, thanks for being a part of the show, guys.
Okay, see you guys. Bye,
Thank
Dave.
you. Thank you. I love you. I love you both.
Love you too, man.
Love
Stop making
you.
me cry. I need to end the show. See you now. Don't leave. Wow, that was amazing.
Amazing. Thank you to all the viewers for commenting and engaging. And if you feel that you've gained value out of the show, or anybody in your network that can gain value out of the show, go ahead, like and share this video, and like and share our page. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel on The Contradiction Essay.
As we are multi-streaming, and this is going to be the first
Episode of Season 2 on Cape Town Television and DSTV 263.
So do log on. As we say together each night, we have practiced so many times now. We're not going to mess it up. We love you and good night.